If the Nile's moving away and the water is drying up underneath the pyramid and the physiostatic electricity is drying out or being reduced, the next step is maybe add an additional piece to this power plant to keep it functioning. So it makes sense to me that if it was possible to integrate that into the structure, they might have integrated the Ark of the Covenant into the King's Chamber to keep the power generation going. Now, why do I say it's a multifunctional stone computer? It calculates a lot of astrophysical information, astronomical information. Mm-hmm. By taking the size of the base and doing some very simple math, you can calculate the sidereal year, the tropical year. You can also calculate, based on some of the size of the stones there within the Great Pyramid, the distance from the Earth to the Moon, the distance from the Earth to the Sun.
Really?
The circumference of the Earth, the circumference of the Moon, the circumference of the Sun itself, and even the speed of the Earth on its own axis and the speed of the Earth around the Sun. And then you can also take those same calculations and you can actually get the calculations for the speed of the Sun around the Milky Way galaxy.
This is all within the
within the dimensions of the Great Pyramid. I have a complete breakdown, which I can send you so you can overlay it on this. All the mathematics are there and have been triple checked, mm-hmm. which is incredible. And so how do you get this? And it even tells you the speed of our Milky Way around the local cluster.
Well, let me ask you a question here before you go on. When you say the Ark of the Covenant, mm-hmm.
That
is post the date of the build of these things, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, because the pyramids were built arguably 6,000 years ago,
right.
but probably even older.
I think they're much older.
Much older, right?
Yeah.
So the Ark of the Covenant arguably wouldn't have come in until the Judaic, the Judaic Christian, or just Judaic, not even the Christian yet. The Judaic religion would come in.
Precise.
When the stories started coming out.
Yeah.
So is this been done post haste? Because if it would have been put in there for the Ark of the Covenant, would have been put in there, it would have been in after the Egyptian Empire, essentially, right?
Well, technically, if you go by that story.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, if you go by the story, the way that this technology is created, or whoever created it, I believe it's older than what is said. This ark just shows up in that story. Mm-hmm. However, there are accounts in other texts that talk about similar technologies that exist, similar power generating technologies. It appears for us in that Judaic text, but it doesn't mean that that's where it started. And that there are, according to some other accounts and texts, there seem to be more than one Ark of the Covenant.
That's how I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. So when did they make the first one? Nobody knows. And if somebody says they actually know, then they're just making up the dates.
So then they would have, because I have heard that there's been multiple ones. Yeah. According to the story, it's the one where the Ten Commandments was inside of it, right. And then Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, all that kind of stuff. That whole story. But there has been, throughout history, stories about similar Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
Even, and I may be mistaken, but even within the Judeo-Christian traditions that they've also said there were multiple.
Yes.
It wasn't just the one.
It wasn't just the one. There were multiple. And there's a place in Egypt called Elephantine Island. Mm-hmm. And in Elephantine Island, there's videos of me, there's photos of me there. I took about 100 people there just about a few months ago.
Is this before you got sick?
This before I got sick.
Okay. You almost died.
Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
I know. And we went there and took them to Elephantine Island. And Elephantine Island is an incredible place that used to house one of the Ark of the Covenants. Well known, well documented. And there's pictures of me standing there with the groundskeeper of that facility.